What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You can see I'm set up here again for another install on my A6. What I did here was I modified the stock airbox, and I just want to show what's going on with the stock airbox and why you might want to modify it if you're tuning, even if you got like a stage 1. You can see here, this is the first thing. They got this little air horn, and I measured this, and the inside right here is a little bit less than 2.5 inches. So that's going to restrict flow on like a modified motor right there. And this right here is I think it's like just under 3.5. No, this is like 3 inches right here actually. And this actually comes out of this. You could take this out, but then you don't really have a lot to put an air filter on, but I think some people have done it. So the next thing is you can kind of see the volume of the stock airbox. They do have like I think the C7.5 and like the S6 RS6 box. They're bigger and they have more volume because those cars are flowing more air because they have like dual turbos on it. So it's flowing more air for one. And then this one right here, I don't know if you can see that, has that little baffle in there, and that's kind of like blocking the air filter. I mean, air go around it, but it's kind of like making it go through like a channel kind of, and restricting air flow. So what I did was I took the stock airbox, and I think you saw in the last video I installed this velocity stack filter, and I just put it on there like that. I just took this one off so I could run it, and I got this one on there for now. But it was open air like that, so it was sucking hot air because it's in the engine bay. But when the car was moving, when I felt it, when I pulled over and felt the filter, it was cold. So there's that. But what I did was I looked at the same stuff I looked on that. I took that one baffle out from right there, and you can see now, the incoming air is pointing right at the filter. And then I had to cut this top open because you can see right there that filter is so big, it's like sticking out. I think this is like a 3.5 inch. So for the velocity stacks, the filter is going to be like 6.5 inch for that part to go in. So I had to cut this, but then this is going to give me a little vent also to let it suck in a little bit more air and get some of the supercharger noise out. So next thing I did was I had some old scrap heat shielding left over. So instead of going buying a whole new thing, and I was only going to use all this, I just use that. Not the prettiest thing, but you're not really going to see that anyway. And what this is going to do is block this side of the housing from the engine heat, because you can see down there the exhaust manifold is right there, and it's got a shield on it, but some heat is still going to be coming off of it and off of this too. So I noticed when I actually put this on, I could feel a power difference. And this is the this particular one is the Skunk Works velocity stack. And I'm not going to take this one out because I have to disassemble the box and everything. But it has these little dimples, same thing on a golf ball. It's the same principle, that when you have those dimples on there, it lets the air move faster. And that's why golf balls have that. And it seemed to work. I thought it was a gimmick, but I tested this when I had it on my my Mark II TT, and it made a huge difference. So like I said, when I drove it with this the other night, you guys saw in that video, I was saying, man, the car feels a lot more, a lot faster. And I didn't think about it till later that I had just installed this. And before, I had this filter just sticking into that box. And this one is kind of sealed off now because it fills up that whole space. So this is just going to flow a lot better until I get like a RS6 or RS7 box. And the reason why I'm gonna do that is because the filter itself is going to be, the walls in that box are going to be further away from the filter edges, and that actually lets the filter flow a lot more air. And that's probably why they did that on this box. I looked at a picture of a C7.5 box, and you can see how close this is to the bottom, but the C7.5 had space like down there, and it had more space up here around the whole thing to flow more air. So I'm gonna do that later. But I'm gonna start the motor up so we can see how it sounds now, and then we'll see how it sounds after I install this. Let me put this to the side right quick. You guys have heard this already, but just doing it for this video so we can see how it sounds after I put the box in. You can see that supercharger when it gets up in the revs, when it's open like that, it does get pretty loud. But this engine bay is dirty. I'm gonna clean up this engine bay and do a little detail, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna install the box and we'll see how it sounds. Right, you guys, I'm back. Check out that motor detail. Looking good. Yeah, it needed it. It was been real dirty. You guys saw in the last few videos. But yeah, look. The little intake box looks good. You can't even really see the heat shielding I put on it. And it's right in the right place, you know, where the heat is going to be the most. So a little good upgrade. Took the little baffle out the inside, so it's getting more of the cold air directed right at the filter. And I left enough material here for the ducting for the air to come in and be directed around the box to kind of bathe the filter with the fresh cold air coming in. And you know, of course, got this cut out, so you'll hear a little supercharger whine. We got the velocity stack that's gonna help, and the RKX, of course. So pretty cool, easy upgrade, real simple, real effective. So, but let's hear how it sounds. And when it gets up there, it still sounds like it's just a little bit quieter than the without the Airbox. So it's still kind of loud, but we'll see how it sounds from inside the car. Pretty sure it's gonna quiet things down a little bit, but good upgrade. You know, got the motor looking good, car's running good. Hopefully it's gonna stay that way, knock on wood. I'm gonna end the video here. I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I have another video coming soon, some more upgrades. Thanks for watching.